think that when you're an entrepreneur, you have a calling, that it's just inside of you.
Our mission is to empower women for economic self-sufficiency and to increase the prosperity of women.
Green Lion actually became a partnership a year and a half ago, so now it supports 2 people, which I'm extremely proud of.
They really kind of inspired me and made me feel like I had some power that I didn't even know I really did have.
I feel grateful because one of the things that the CWE also gave to me was a way to give back to the community.
I knew nothing before I went to Center for Women in Enterprise about how to start a company. I tried to start a business and I made a business card and I just wasn't getting anywhere. So I was kind of living in a crummy apartment, working waitress jobs and wishing I could say, I have to meet a client. I went and talked to the Center for Women in Enterprise and I was actually eligible for a scholarship.
No one's turned away because of ability to pay. We focus on that courage and confidence building because it really is a risk to start your own business.
Green Lion Design became a reality because of the Center for Women in Enterprise. It's hard to go back to the fact that I was sitting in Center for Women in Enterprise dreaming about having my own business, my own career, being appreciated for my talents. The hard work paid off.
Their resilience, their creativity, their ability to innovate, their kind of unstoppable spirit is just infectious.
When I was working in corporate America, I worked in marketing and I was a brand manager. We had people and lots of support and lots of zeros after our budgets. When I started my own business, we don't have as many zeros and there isn't a lot of people. Most people kind of look at you like you're crazy. Why would you leave that job in one of the worst economies since the Great Depression, if you will? And going to CWE, instead of them looking at me like I was crazy, they said, okay, well, what does your 5-year plan look like? How are you going to get this done? We exfoliate and then feed.
We focus on developing their competence so that they actually have the education, the training in areas that are necessary to be an entrepreneur.
I think it's the support and the encouragement that continues no matter what level you are in your business. It's probably one of the hardest things that I've ever done, but it's also one of the best things that I've ever done. And it's very satisfying. It's always a challenge.
I teach business planning for CWE. I use my company as an example of, even though it was successful, just think about what it took for me to get there. Because in life, it's cool to make mistakes. You learn from them. In business, it costs you time and money.
Hello, this is Carrie.
We find that this is a community of women, meaning that once they get involved with us, they get involved with each other.
I owed a lot in payroll taxes. And trying to make an agreement with the IRS finally sent me a notice and said they were going to shut us down. And at the time, I had just joined a group at CWE called the Women Leaders Forum, and it was their only program for women who are already in business.
They begin to rely upon each other and create different kinds of circles and allies that can help support one another in business.
They helped me to see that at a $2 million company, and I had 125 employees, that the IRS really didn't want to close me down. I took their advice and went to the IRS and made a deal with them, and 6 months later we were profitable, the IRS was paid off, everybody was good.
One of the huge opportunities that the Center for Women in Enterprise brought to me was they introduced me to their mentor-mentee program, and I was taken on by Blue Cross Blue Shield as their 2010 mentee.
We do have a lot of great leaders who are a part of us, and we have a lot of emerging leaders that want to connect. We provide those connections that are not only encouraging to each other, but also can be very lucrative and profitable.
I had such a kind of career-changing experience with the mentor-mentee program, I decided that I needed to take on a mentee. I'm helping her with her business plans, and we're meeting and we're going over her ideas, and it's an incredible feeling. So they've given me an opportunity to give back to.
To think that we serve almost 5,000 women and men each year, and that those magical stories are happening is something that is just amazing to me, that I have the opportunity to serve in this way. I think in our future we have 3 very exciting initiatives that seem to be attracting more people to CWE. The first one is that we want to take our current programs outside of our walls, focusing primarily on the most underserved communities. We're calling that our Community Classrooms Initiative. The second piece of the puzzle is that we know that women, particularly women who have businesses that are growing, don't have a lot of time. So we're moving into a much more robust online presence that will be a community of members, number one, and number two, we'll have education and training resources 24/7 for women, which is very exciting. The third part is we do have a lot of great leaders who are a part of us, and we have a lot of emerging leaders that want to connect, and so we're going to develop and implement a very strong mentor program that's going to help. So these are 3 initiatives in the near future that CWE is going to take on. I'd like to invite you to join us and be a part of our community and to witness the magic that happens when women become economically self-sufficient and when they begin to prosper.